All right, guys, so this is what a solar generator looks like. Now, a couple years ago, I created a solar office shed, guys. So I had different components. I had a charge controller, I had an inverter, and I had some deep cycle batteries. And of course, I had some solar panels on my shed's roof. So I had all the different components, and you can go, I'll probably link that video. You can take a look at that. But this right here has everything into one. It has an inverter. The inverter's behind here. It has a charge controller, guys, and it has the battery capacity to one. Now, I was using deep cycle lead acid batteries, but this has lithium phosphate. It's a lot more efficient, guys, and it'll last a lot longer. All right, so this is everything into one. So if you want to create like a solar shed or you have a cabin, I would recommend you get a power station. You get a solar generator instead of just putting all the components together. This is just so much easier. It has everything compact into one. All right, so let's go ahead and talk about the AC inverter here, guys. So it has 4 AC outlets. So 4 AC outlets, and it has 1800 watts. So it can run devices up to 1800 watts, guys. So that's pretty high. That's even say you want to run like a small mini oven or a toaster that may go above 1800, maybe a mini AC unit. You can do power lifting, and they'll lift this inverter up to 2700 watts, so you can at least turn that device on. All right, you have a refrigerator that goes up, it surges up. That power lifting will lift that up to about 2700 watts. Then you can turn that refrigerator on, and that refrigerator will probably go down to maybe 800 or 700 watts of constant power with just that particular, I'm just talking about any particular refrigerator. All right, it could be more or less. All right, so the AC inverter is great on here, guys. Then you have your DC outputs. Now, all together, we have 11 outputs, 4 AC plugs here. We have 4 USB A's, we have 1 USB-C, and we have a 12-volt cigarette lighter, and then we have the input. Now, you can have your solar panel input right here, guys. So 11 inputs all together. Now, for the DC output, we have 4 USB A's, each USB A ports here. Each port is 15 watts. And you have 1 USB-C 100 watts. Now, Bluetti is 2024. I would wish you guys would have more USB-C ports and maybe 1 or 2 USB-A ports, because a lot of devices are using USB-C nowadays. But this is an absolute steal, and I totally understand. $649 on Amazon. Now, prices are subject to change. This is an absolute steal, guys. This is something that every household, again, every household should have. All right, so let's go ahead and continue. We have a cigarette lighter here, and this is cigarette lighters at 12 volts, 10 amps. It's probably gonna be like 120 watts, maybe 100 watts, so you can use here. Now, this DC PV input, this is going to be your solar panels. Now, this device here, this solar generator, can take up to 500 watts of solar power. All right, so if you go camping, if you're going to be somewhere, you can take this thing. And by the way, this is 37 pounds, and I like the handles here. We'll get into that in a second. But if you can take that, guys, if you go into the woods for several days, you need to recharge this generator here. So you can have Bluetti sell some foldable solar panels that you can take with you, and you can boost that up to 500 watts. It's most likely going to be through series, and you can boost up to 500 watts if you have good sun. So 500 watts will recharge this generator from 0 to 100 in probably about 3 hours. 2.5 to 3 hours. Again, the capacity of this is 1,152 watt hour. And if you have good sun, those solar panels can get up to 500. That's if you max out at 500 watts. You can get to 500 watts, and then 500 watts times 2 is 1,000 watt hour. And then give or take maybe a couple, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, another hour for efficiency. So guys, that's great. 500 watts solar panel, that's not bad at all. Not bad at all. I think I like that, because some generators with this capacity only have like 300 watts of input solar capacity. That's kind of small. All right, so you can roughly get this charged within 2 hours. If the day is cloudy, you can go ahead and get it charged maybe in 4 or 5 hours. And I always recommend just for cloudy days, just get some extra solar panels. You know, a lot of people say, you know, it's cloudy, I don't get a lot of wattage. Get some extra solar panels so when it's cloudy, you can just hook up some more and then it'll kind of compensate for all the clouds. All right, so let's go ahead and just look at the exterior part of it, guys. Again, like I was saying, it has the handles. It's 37.4 pounds, so it's a little heavy, guys. It's a little heavy, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad at all right? So it has the fan here, and the fan it's not really that loud, guys. But you can hear it, especially when it's charging, all right? We have the AC power. I have this plugged into the wall, guys, and it can charge when it's plugged into the wall from 0 to 80% in about 40 minutes. That is extremely fast. I mean, the wattage on here can get up to, I think, 1,440 watts of AC power. So that's moving. So if you needed something that you need to charge this real fast, if you got to go out somewhere, or you know there's going to be a storm and you just need to plug this in and it's kind of empty, it's going to charge this through your AC pretty quickly, guys. So I do like that. I do like that. And this is the AC input right here. You'll plug one end into this device and your other end into the wall. This right here, I'm not exactly sure what this is. I think it's just a circuit protector, and this is a grounder here. This is a grounder, so that's pretty cool. So let's go ahead and turn it on. We turn it on here, guys. It has your input and your output, guys. It'll let you know if you plug a device in, how much time you have until the battery is depleted based on what type of wattage your device is pulling. Now, I did talk about this inverter. This inverter is a pure sine wave inverter, guys. So it's going to mimic a regular outlet, all right? So a lot of times the older inverters, they were modified inverters. So they didn't mimic or simulate a regular outlet. So if you plugged in like a TV or something, it'll have popping noise or something like that. So a pure sine wave simulates a regular outlet. So you plug it in, everything will be smooth. Everything will be smooth here. All right, so now as far as the capacity, you can run a lot of different devices on this for a long time. You can charge your phone on here about 103 times. You can charge your laptop about 17 times. You can charge or run a fan for about 17 hours. Now that's going to give or take with the wattage of the fan. You can run lights about 100 hours. Again, it's going to give or take about the wattage that's being inputted and what type of light it is. And we're gonna do some tests here, but you can run a lot of devices on this particular power station for a long time. With that watt hour being 1,150, that's a lot here. That's a lot of power, guys. A lot of capacity. So speaking of battery capacity, guys, you can expand this battery. Now this is a lithium ion phosphate battery. So this can give you about 3,500 cycles, guys. And at 3,500 cycles, it'll still have 80% efficiency, all right? So you can still use it up to 80%. Now, if you want to increase the capacity, right now it's 1,152 watt hour. You can add extra batteries up to a total of 4,440 watt hour of total capacity. So you can add extra batteries. So it can be like 4,000 watt hours. That's like an all home backup system. Now you take out your AC and your heater, it can run a lot of appliances for a long time, guys. It can run it for a long time. So that's great. And this has a 5-year warranty. So it's really a no-brainer. I'm just, kind of being honest with you guys. I think again, I'll say this like a third time, every household needs this. Because if the power goes out, it's ready to go. It has a UPS mode, so you can plug devices in here, and then you can plug this, have this plugged into the wall. And then if your main power, because this is gonna simulate the grid, this AC power going to this device is gonna simulate the grid, and you do have it plugged into the AC output here. And AC is just alternating current. It's just what's in it basically simulates your regular outlets. If your main grid, if there's a power outage, then it'll automatically kick on through the battery, whatever devices you have plugged in here. All right, so this is a great backup generator. And even if you don't use this, just having this around, you can just have it sit on the shelf or something, and every 2 or 3 months, you need to go ahead and charge it back up to 80%. You don't want a battery just sitting low. Just charge every 2 or 3 months, charge this back up to 80%, and you're good to go. And if you need it, the power goes out, you go ahead and go in the room, turn it on, you're good to go. All right, let's go ahead and turn it on. All right, so you have AC, alternating current, and you have DC, direct current, guys. So the AC, again, is gonna be these 4 outlets. So we turn this on. All right, so just like I said before, you have the input and the output. Now let's go and turn the DC on. The DC is just gonna be all these outlets here. Now you can have them both on at the same time. So let's go ahead and plug some devices in. Let's see how this thing runs the devices. Now, real quick, guys, real quick, I forgot to mention, these are the cords that come with it. You have MC4 cords. This is gonna be for your solar panels. It depends on how you do it. I would recommend you put your solar panels in series. You go ahead and put them in series, guys, and not in parallel. Just put them in series because this may not take as many amps. I have to look at the specs, but I'm pretty sure it takes a bunch of volts. So this is the MC4 connectors for your solar panel. Then you have the cigarette connector, guys. You can put this cigarette lighter in your car and plug the other end right into here, and it'll charge it. It'll probably charge up to 100 watts, so it's really not that fast coming out of your car, but you do have that connector. And the last connector, guys, is going to be this power cord here plugs into the wall. All right, I just forgot to mention that. But let's go ahead and plug some devices in and test this thing out. All right, so I have a bunch of appliances that I want to test out. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug these in one by one, and I'll let you know the results here. So let's go ahead and start plugging things in. So I have my Vornado fan here. Let's go ahead and unplug this here. This will probably give me around 50 watts. Let's go ahead and plug it in. I'm going to go ahead and unplug the main grid, the main AC power source. Go ahead and unplug that. So now it's just on this battery here. So let's go ahead and plug this in. All right, it's a little loud, so I'm gonna go ahead and turn it down. Where's the? All right, turn it on low. Next, I have a heater. This is a 200 watt heater, 200 watt space heater. So if you're in an emergency situation, it's cold outside, I would recommend a couple of these, because this 200 watt heater will probably run for about 4 or 5 hours on this thing here, guys. Now, heat takes a lot off a generator, especially solar generators. So, you know, anything with a battery and then you got heat, it's gonna take a lot of juice. So I would recommend something at 200 or 300 watts, and you should be good to go for a few hours here. So let's go ahead and plug this in. Right now we're pulling 43 watts from the fan. I'm going to plug this in. This should go up to about almost 200 watts. So I'm going to plug that in, turn this on. All right. All right, so now it's pulling about 400, almost 400 watts, 300, 350 as it's settling. Now it's 325. All right, so I got my fan going. I have the heater going. Let's go and plug my Apple MacBook Air here. So I'll plug this in USB-C. And again, like I said, a lot of my devices are USB-C, and that's the only downside to this generator, guys. It only has one USB-C port here, and I wish it had more, you know, because everything's moving towards USB-C. So what I'm gonna do here is go and plug in my MacBook Air via USB-C. All right, that's plugged in. See how much I'm pulling now. So it's settled down. So it's got me pulling about 300 watts. That's really good. I got the fan going, I got the heater, and it's got me, and I got my laptop plugged in. Hold on, so make sure I got DC. Oh yeah, I have it plugged in DC, and I'm only pulling about 300 watts. So let's see. So my laptop is charging here. All right, so let's go ahead and plug my Surface laptop here. So let's go and plug this in and see what I'm pulling here. And again, guys, it's telling me that I have 3.4 hours with everything plugged in right now. So 3.4 hours with about roughly almost 300 watts. All right, 3.4 hours. All right, so let me go ahead and plug now. I plugged in my Surface Duo. So it jumped up to about 350 watts. So 350 watts was now it's 2.9 hours left, guys. 2.9 hours with about 343 watts. So let's go ahead and plug some more stuff in. All right, I have my AirPod Maxes here. So I do have, this is legacy, so they haven't changed this yet. So I am expecting an upgrade from the AirPod Maxes here, because this has this regular USB-A or USB 3.0. So I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in. And again, these ports are only 15 watts, so it's not going that fast, but I'm going to plug it in. And I do have my battery charger here. This also takes USB-A, so I'm gonna go ahead and plug this in as well. All right, so my battery, this is just for my DSLR camera. This is the battery charger. Right now it's got me at 345, 348 watts, and it has about 3 hours still capacity out of here. So I'll take my iPhone Pro Max so I can find it. So I have my iPhone Pro Max. One thing I also like about this, you can charge this wirelessly, 15 watts at the top here. So I'll go ahead and just put that on and it'll automatically start charging. All right, so right now I have about 348 watts total power going. It's still 3 hours until this thing is totally empty. 3 hours. So this is how much I go. And obviously I can put a lot more in here, guys, because I mean the inverter here is 1800 watts and I'm not even nowhere near that type of capacity, guys. So I can put in a lot more, a lot harder appliances. But for right now, this is just some normal things that you probably would put in an emergency type of situation. So I'm gonna put my studio light on the left side, one of my, not the main key light, but one of my studio lights. I'm gonna unplug that and plug that in here as well. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. That's unplugged and I'm plugging it in now. All right, so now everything is plugged in at about 375 watts. 376 watts, which is not bad. Still about 2.8 hours left, so 3 hours of everything I have plugged in. So I can plug in everything. Let's see if I can turn the fan up a little bit more and see if it'll get me up to about 400 watts. So it still has me about 300, almost 400 watts. And again, I can plug some more appliances in. I have two more ports here, and I can plug in a cigarette lighter. But just to let you know, guys, this is how it looks here, guys. It's telling me almost 400 watts at 60 hertz. I have the AC and the DC on. The fan is going just a little bit. You can barely hear it. Can I even hear the fan? Yeah, just a little bit to keep it cool. But this is what to expect. Now you have some higher power appliances. It'll run that. Again, you can do power lifting up to 2700 watts as far as the inverter. And this is gonna be the inverter here, guys. It's gonna be behind here. But other than that, guys, this is Bluetti, the AC180, guys. This is just a no-brainer, $649. Price is subject to change. You'll probably go up and down, but if you see it at a great price on Amazon, I'll leave the links down below. You need to grab this for just a battery backup solar generator. I would probably get, usually it has a bundle. You may have some options down below with a 200 watt solar panel, the foldable solar panels. Now, obviously you can double that or triple that, and then you can get up to like 500 watts. I think it comes in, you probably get a 250. Just take a look at that, guys. I'll put it out down in the links below, but I would recommend you getting a bundle because if you get the bundle, you're good to go out the door. You have everything you need for an emergency situation, or you want to go camping for days. But this is your baby right here, guys. This is what you need. You can run CPAP machines, you can run refrigerators, you can run almost anything on this solar generator, guys. So I forgot to mention that there is an app. Bluetti has an app. You can register and log in, and you can basically manage your Bluetti solar generator from that app. And it'll give you different parameters, what's going on, what's sucking, what type of juice out of this generator here. You have some options. You can do a remote turn off, guys. You can have some settings. You can change from eco mode. You can change how you wanted to charge. You wanted to charge standard, or you wanted to charge rapidly fast. Standard is going to probably this thing's going to probably charge via AC, probably 500 watts. If you want to charge rapidly, that's going to be that 0 to 80% in 40 minutes, which is going to charge about 1400 watts. Guys, you can do that in the settings, and a couple other features that you can do. So I would say just play around with the settings until you get used to it, but it's actually very useful. So you don't always have to be here doing things. You can manage everything from your phone. If you have any questions, please leave all your questions down below, and I'll answer them in a timely fashion, guys. But I'll see you guys on the next video. But until then, you have a great day out there.